Unless it's not, then, well, then problems. And explanations to the owner and my insurance company. We're going to try to avoid that part. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Behind me, still got that 64. Parts finally came in. Christmas time of year. I know you expect something to get here, it just doesn't. So with that said, hopefully this will wrap up the engine portion of this. Did get in contact with the owner. He wants me to flip the brakes. So waiting on, lines. So that's good. But in this episode, we're gonna, get the old engine running correctly. If you didn't see what this thing, the damage that is done and why it wasn't really running right, check out episode 1. I'll link it in the description down below, or it'd be in a playlist I'll probably be making for this thing. Because it was supposed to be an easy tune-up, and obviously it's not. But this one, I'm going to put the new carb on and the rockers. Got new rocker units. Going to boop them in, adjust them, hopefully, because the other adjusters, if you watch that first episode, are garbage. So I'm hoping this fixes the runnability issue and it does a nice cold start, warm start, gets rid of the ticking, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, let me get this thing in the air and, bring you guys in to see all of the fun and magic that's going to happen. Yeah, no, that's going to be a lie. All right, if you watched that first episode, you'd probably notice nothing under here has changed. Pretty much end of that episode was the end of me working on this thing. So got to reverse some stuff that I did. And what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do is, the easiest thing first, and that's put the new carburetor on. So by undoing everything, the coil, because I made sure that one was working, and it is. So I guess what I was getting at, look at me some. I guess what I was getting at is I was trying to eliminate pretty much every problem on this runnability issue. What is that wire for? Oh, that's the ignition. That's hot. I was trying to eliminate every possible scenario of why this thing wasn't running right. So I just gotta, do everything I did again. That's gonna be hot. So let's fish some wires. I sort of remember where these things go. Let's just get it also tangled everywhere. That's fine. Right. Come off. Wait, is that right? That has to be right. That's ignition, but then how is that? Oh, that goes to, never mind. Beep. All right, so that spaghetti's good. That'll go to the boop boop thingy. Throttle cable. Keep that off. Fuel filter is going to get relocated most likely. Might not be in this episode, but it's not going to live under there. Do I have tools? I need a screwdriver. Yeah, I think I've said it before. I don't like fuel filters living under here, so that'll go away. But right now, I am in the still, hopefully, testing processes of getting this thing working. Just get off. Thank you. So, nothing's really connected on this carb, so that's good. Let me get that thing off. I think I said it, this was one of my, spare junky carbs. It's better than what was on it, but even if it worked right, it wouldn't be going with this vehicle. Because I did take it off for a reason. What it was, can't remember, but it was removed. So, pull that thing off. Whoop. And actually, if you watch this channel, that junky carb actually might be going on something completely different. New gasket. New carburetor. New hardware. Just new everything. Let me assemble, and I'll get back to you. Well, that didn't take too long. It's assembled. Bouncy, bouncy. Slam this thing on now. Come here, wires. Don't get pinched. Boop. That's on. Also, if you've been watching this, I like the flange nuts. Surprisingly enough, this kit already came with them. That is in the way. Weird. I almost want to keep these nuts for myself. They're 12s. Still look like the 18.25 or M8.25 thread pitch, but just smaller. That's gonna mess someone up. Click. All right, that's on. Attach choke. Attach choke. With just one wire. Why? Where's pliers? I had them. Oh, well, there's what I was looking for. Come on. Attach choke. There we go. That is sort of attached. Why are you so... Are you an Asian fitting? That's on. Choke, idle air cutoff. Make sure you take the boot off. Boop, that's on. Throttle cable. Uh-oh. What I put is... There it is. Well, no. Go in. Wibble wobble. Perfect. I got an 8. I do have an 8. Do I have a thing? Tech tip, when you go to attach or tighten your throttle cable, make sure it's fully off the choke, because if it's on the choke and you tighten it, well, it's going to rev high to the moon. Because it'll never know it's not off choke. It's always going to, tuning is going to be annoying, is I guess what I'm getting at. On. All right, one carb installed. Choke works. We'll, again, I'm going to slide the fuel on just so it'll have fuel. This will get, put somewhere else later on. Just wiggle on. Wiggle on better. Wiggle on a little more. Because I think I said it already, I don't like fuel filters in the engine compartment. But for what I'm doing, it'll be fine. All right, that's attached. What do I need? Tell them to make them spark. Go. Man. I gotta start working on GMs again. Click. And click. All right, that's all together. That's clicked. On throttle cable. Good. first episode, if you watched, we set timing already on this thing. New plugs are in this. Did a full plethora of things, only to find out the carb was smoked and the rockers, the tappet adjusters. What is the name of those? The valve adjustment screws. They're all wasted. So next step, get this thing up even higher, and I'll rip off the rockers and put used rockers on. Yeah, I didn't buy new ones. We got used ones. So let's get this. Oh man, I gotta take off that exhaust again. Yeah, it's going to be a process. All right, let me get this thing airborne a little more. All right, guys, I'm going to do the, easy side first because, it's easy. Ow! Where's my... Ew. Zip these things off. Yeah. What? Huh. I actually stopped on a, what would it be? TDC something? TDC 3. Get rid of these. Those off. Pull these. Whoop. Yeah, look at me. If you remember in the last video, I replaced these 3, and I didn't do 4, but 4 exhaust is chewed up just as bad. So, like I said, it's getting new rocker shafts. I'm gonna save this because now it has mine in it. Oh, you stubborn. Well, who tightened this down? Hercules? You're close. Just got to back them off, obviously. Push rods seem round, so that's good. Put them in and install. And install. And align, and then install. There we go. Now the fun part. Boop. Beep. Bop. Well, come on. Tickle. Boop. And torque them down. Possibly. Clicks. And torqued. All right. Rockers up, in. Good, they're super loose. That one's not, that's gonna be compressing. Let me drop the exhaust on the other side and, do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll TDC the engine and do it the correct way, as far as making stuff work correctly. What size was that? That's an Allen. Hello, Steve. You would figure after the first go of me doing this, I would have got the ball ended. Steve wrenches, Allen's. Steve's his first name, Allen's his last. Anywho, know him personally, but I didn't. All right, those are out. I still got that one. What was that, a 13 back there? I think it was a dumb 13. Yep. Zip that off. And what am I kicking? And gently. What now? What happened? That was all I was holding it. Oh! I used a good sealer. Washers, nut, washer. Now, what I was going to say is I didn't replace any on this side, but I was having the same issue. So I'm curious on what the old tappet ends look like. Put them down before you lose it, silly. And the way the engine was running, I'm assuming it's you know, the same. Oh, this side's even worse. And that's not a lie. This thing doesn't want to focus. These are all, I mean, they're worn, peaked, chipped. Yeah. I think I said in the original video or episode 1 or whatever, part 1, they were adjusting weird, but I just dismissed it on this side till I got to the other side and, well, then realized that it's all bad. So this is definitely the, I'm going to say this now, the reason it's not running right, wasn't able to get tuned in right, and the intense ticking. So let me get the, excuse me, but let me get the other shafts. Stuff in my nose. New shaft. Again, adjusters are all nice and not destroyed. So, like the other side, let's pop this thing in. Come on. Wiggle. Wiggle more. All right, I twisted it over and there we go. She was being a little stubborn. Still is. I'm on a lobe. But let me zip this thing down. Like always, developments have happened. Get some light. That's it. I mean, yeah, you're not even, like, wanting to be on there. What's going on? The side went flush. Push rod just sitting funny? Thank you. You're in. You're in. Yeah, you're in. You're in. Huh. What is going on with that? Well, back off this tappet. All right. Let's try this again. I'm not a fan when I get confuddled or confused. You're in, you're on, and push. That's much better. All right, let me zip this thing down now. Use the eyeballs and you know, scan out, because you could be making more of a, you know, you could be making the 3-hour job out of a 10-minute one, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And no one likes that. I don't like that. Ooh, Houston, I almost effed up. Where were you going? Where were you trying to go? New question is, did I goof? All right, crisis averted. Let's do this again. Hey, give me that back. Thank you. What is going on? This nut feels stretched. Awesome. Nut stretch. Nice. New nut. Didn't I just say every, 5-minute job turns into 3 hours? Well, case in point. Gotta run a tap on this stud. Clean up the threads. If I can get it started. What a pain. And I'm just going to go down and chase these threads, clean them up, and, make sure it's going to be happy for, the new bolt. All the fun. But I'll get back to you when I get this thing done. Well, come off now. Now I'm wondering, hi, done chasing. But I'm wondering if some of the reason they were having issues with the tuning on this engine was because the stud was floating, or that nut was, vibrating, if you will. And causing it to lose adjustment or chatter more than it should. So, will a new fancy nut go on it? Oh, yeah. Good. All right, let's try to install this rocker for, I don't know, the 50th time. I'm just going to replace both nuts. Might as well, I'm here. Fun. And let me run that one down now. It's going in much easier. Where am I? Make sure I'm at the right numbers. Because that would be, you don't want to over torque. On, and do a ramp. I didn't do that on the other side, but, or ramp torque. I also didn't have a bad thread. All right, those are in. That's down, whatever. Well, man, weird. We'll adjust them now. Does this thing have a cam in it? It might. There's a lot of depression. Huh. Like if I don't have enough ice cream. That's good. Back one. Tad bit. The old ear sonar. Pretty much right in adjustment. All right, let me cinch these down. Please go easy. I need gloves. I am just sliding all over the place. Grips? Yes, good enough. Is that tightens? Yes, that is. All right. Driver, other side, passenger side's wrapped up. Let me slap on this valve cover. They're all in adjustment. They're in adjustment, and exhaust 4 is where it needs to be. So now let's go through and where did all my tools go? I left them over there. So now go through and do this side. Oh man. This tire's gonna be a pain. Why are you locked up, little buddy? There we go. Doing the right thing, pulling another adjuster, mainly because I rounded the threads on the other one. Yep, soft draws didn't really work in my vise. Lesson learned. All right, let's put this one in now because it does run down. It does run down. You go there. Ooh, I was off. Too loose. Not by much, though. Little, was it where it was supposed to be? No. A little more? A sticky. A little bit more. Good. I'll get back to you with hopefully up top and hearing this thing run. All right, well, that's all on. Let me wipe this thing down. Both sides are adjusted. Hopefully all we got next is, well, I got to put on this exhaust. And then hopefully it's put it down on the ground and light her off. All right, guys. Like I said, everything's adjusted. We put the carb on. Seeing I have the wrench on here, I'm going to dry roll this thing over. Just make sure I don't hear any, popping, banging, and everything's, where it should be. All right, she rolled over. 180, maybe like 270. I don't know. Wasn't keeping count is what I'm getting at. All right, fuel's on, throttle's on, attached, reattached. Oil's in it. I guess me. lets me turn the key and get this bowl primed. And, oh, if it starts, it starts. Let me find my screwdriver so I could tune this, because it's not going to be right. All right, I got my old adjuster screwdriver so I can... The adjusters is, you know, what it needs. So why am I going to put that there? I'm going to need it. But let's crank this thing. Hopefully she'll get some fuel in her pretty quick and, you know, start. Oh! Don't know if you can hear it, but the battery's going weak. So we need this thing to light off like right now. I need a flashlight because I can't see if I got fuel. Can I hear if I have fuel? Oh, there's fuel. All right, try this again. Pump that. Let's open up the idle screw. Back that off. Might rev high, but it'll rev. Come on. Ugh. What are you doing? Why aren't you starting? Surprise, developments have happened. Primed the bowl. Tried to start it, ain't got no spark. Threw on my, you know, testy light or whatever. When you're one person, attach it to a wire, crank the key. If it blinks, you know it's sending juice to that terminal. Also, you can attach it to your main output of your coil to see if it's strobing as well. It does strobe. So I know I don't know, box in there, the electronics is electronicking and telling the coil to spark. The spark's shooting, but it's not, you know, diversifying to where it needs to go. So I got a spare cap and shove this thing on real quick and see if this solves it. It's so weird. Very weird. And the cap doesn't look too terrible. The rotor doesn't look too terrible. Do I have another rotor? I think I do. What in the monkey business did someone do with this thing? All right, looking through my selection of stuff, the old one, which, like I said, is burnt out or whatever. I don't know if it'll pick up, but hold on. Try the light on. Why did somebody cut it? I mean, compared to, you know, stock height of a scrap one I have, this is working well. Oh, well, that looks like it's the same height, so it's looking like I'm a liar. It's like a half-inch lower. Let me hold it so you guys can look, so I'm not completely lying. It's lower. Why would you do that? I don't know. And same thing with this Bosch unit. This is the best one I have. Don't have another distributor laying around I could rob out of. I would just clean it, but... All right, brand new one out of one of my engines. Don't know why anyone would have cut it. I mean, yeah, it's an electronic, but they go on. Hold on. The cap doesn't look the greatest either, but let me put this on, put the cap on, and see if she starts now. Off the rails again. Cap rotor still not throwing, you know, fire to the holes it should be doing. Or at least my gun's not saying it is, nor is the engine acting like it is. So, where's that? I'm going to throw on a different coil. Maybe it just doesn't have the juice left in her to, you know, tell these things to fire. Weird. But take my other old new coil and I'll shove it on and see if this thing will, you know, throw fire to the holes that it needs to. I got a chair terminal, don't I? Just positive. Oop. There you go. All right, let me connect this stuff to this. I don't know why we loaded a lost spark. We didn't do anything. All right, so new coil's wired up. See if this gives juice to spark. It's sending, like I said, I had my strobe light on it. It's sending signal to the thing because it's flashing off the, you know, output. So it's flashing, but I can't get it to flash off of any of the leads. New cap, new rotor, it's not solving that. So the only thing I can think is maybe it doesn't have enough, you know, oomph to shoot the gap. Let's try this now. I don't know if you heard it. She's doing something now. Probably from the excessive cranking I did. Most likely flooded it. But my strobing. And you can, I don't know if it picked up in the audio, you can hear it gallop. Let me see if I can get this thing to fire. It's actually running. Sounds like it has a miss. All right, looks like the coil is bad or is going out. Let me, let's disconnect absolutely all this I have going on. I think the distributor is off too, or not the best, because I think in the first video I made a comment of they were way far advanced. I think it was like 12 or 13 degrees advanced, reading, you know, the wheel, or 15. It doesn't relax that far. That's where it is at idle. Weird to get, you know, 28 to 32 degrees at full advance. So I'm wondering if the weights in that thing are a little jacked up. But let's see if she'll twist off now. Awesome. Well, I guess the next thing I have to do is put that coil where that coil is. So weird. I'm wondering if that thing was the reason the tunability issue this car has been experiencing as well. And also, it's not as ticky. I wonder why. No idea. Crazy. But let me do some swapping now that I can kind of breathe. He's not going to lie. I got a little bit nervous when, twisting on the key and nothing's happening when all you did was valves. All right. Let me swap-de-do, and then I'll get back to you with hopefully check off of the bill of health on this engine. All right, coils swapped out. Let's see how she fires up. Get her on the, whatever, cold choke. Oh, let's twist the key. Right now. All right, that was still a bit of a hot start. I'm going to wait for that choke to actually cool, that element or whatever to actually cool down, and twist it off and see what an actual cold choke start would be, because I'm not going to wait 24 hours to start this thing. I probably will, but just not for the sake of right now. So next time you see it, we'll do a cold choke start, I guess. Plan. All right, guys, choke is shut. Let's see if, I guess, it'll light off with a cold start now. Because, not gonna lie, the old butt's clenched. It's not going, as smooth as I thought just putting rockers in was gonna go. Or a carburetor. Just, bottles of mine, I guess is what I'm getting at. But let's turn this key and see if she fires. Shut it off. Well, at least cold fires. So, that's a good thing. But I think we are done with this as, bill of health-wise as of right now. So let me shift you guys around a bit and do, I guess, a recap. Yeah, we'll do that. All right, guys, through all the trials and tribulations or turbulence or, what is that? It's a bump. Weird. Anyway, through all my trials, tribulations, and, stuff, I'm not smart. This thing actually will start under, a key turn. It doesn't have that long start. Seemed failing coil and weird on the ignition. So could have been a combination, might not have been, but rockers are in, they're adjusted. I'll probably come back tomorrow and just make sure they're still, where they should be. I might bring you along, probably not. But rockers are in. You can tell there's no tick anymore. Turns over, lights off, hopefully like it should, and it'll do that every time. Carburetor, new coil, rotor cap, much more than I was expecting for just, throwing a carburetor on, I guess, and, some rockers. So that's good. But at least now I can safely say it hopefully, possibly is good. Yeah. Decipher that word salad. Anyway, I think I said last thing I need to do to this thing is flip the brake calipers over. The owner does want that done. I showed it in the first episode why I'm doing that, and I'll show it when I do that. Waiting on the brake hoses. So we'll do that, and then we'll take this thing out for a test drive because I am itching to see what this thing does. It sounds like it has a bit of a cam in it. Not sure. Might have to talk to the talk to the owner and see if it does or not. But with that said, I think I'm going to, finally stop talking and cap this episode. If you'll like this episode, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you, we will chit chat. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one.